Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast. This is the podcast where we have digital discussions, the worlds of sports, pop culture, social media, everything essentially. I'm with two members of the Ottawa 67s in the Ontario Hockey League, the OHL. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves, what position they play, and where they're from, and we're going to get into it, starting with Noel.
I'm Noel Hoefenmayer. I'm a defenseman. I'm 19 years old now.
I'm Austen Keating. I'm a left winger, and I'm from Guelph, Ontario.
Where are you from, Noel?
I'm from Toronto.
Good job. Great start, guys. Great start.
Let's
get right into it. We'll start with Austin. I mean, I kind of asked this question as a little bit of like an icebreaker, but because we all know a lot of hockey players, you kind of know that you want to be a hockey player since kind of the first time you kind of put on the skates. But was there a time or a level in hockey like Adam Pee Wee where it started to get more serious for you growing up?
Yeah, I think I was playing Major Adam, so I was probably around the age of 9 or 10, and one of my coaches came up to my parents and told me that, I should really think about getting into more power skating, shooting clink, stuff like that, just because I actually had a shot of doing something with my hockey career, and, I think that was like the first eye-opener for myself and for my parents that, I had a shot at making this a career.
What about you, Noel?
Yeah, I mean, mine would definitely be in the days of when Wendell was my coach. I'm roommates with Cody now, but when Wendell started coaching me back in the day, I knew that it was something I wanted to do for a long time. So that's definitely when I started taking it more seriously.
The Ottawa 67s, a team with a lot of history, a team with a lot of success, a lot of amazing players that have played for the 67s, gone on for the NHL. I mean, we'll start with Noel. It's an organization with such character, such history. Does it sink in? Like, does it ever sink in sometimes? Like, wow, I get to play for the Ottawa 67s. Like, it must be a pretty cool feeling to put on that jersey every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an honor, especially seeing like guys that are around the ranking, guys that have played for the jersey. So it's definitely something special to play here, and hopefully I can make something good out of it and win a championship this year. If not this year, next year with the boys. So yeah, it's definitely nice.
And what about you, Austin? What are kind of some of your favorite memories so far playing for the 67s?
Yeah, I think for me and Noel coming in here at 16, from being close to Toronto, we weren't too sure what it was going to be like, but I think coming in our first year, we had an older team, a really strong team, and I think we just learned so much. The leadership core in that group was really strong. I think we had a team that could have went all the way. We had an unfortunate playoff team that against Niagara that first year, but I just think that our team now growing up, being in our third year, we can really take this team to a championship.
And Austin, talk a little bit about the kind of variety of the type of players, the type of backgrounds that are in the OHL. Like I said, Europe, United States, it's not just Canada anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just think that it just makes the league and the players just that much better. Pretty much every team has 4 lines that has all types of skill, grit, everything. So, I think going into every game, it makes it harder for us and it makes us want to be better players.
Like any league, I mean, it's a junior league, but like the NHL, there are trades. There are players that move on to different teams, and a player who's new to the OHL, Merrick Rippon, kind of came over in a trade with the Steelheads to the Ottawa 67s. What's kind of the advice that you would give to kind of players that are younger, that are starting out in the league, especially like when they just get traded off the bat? Like, it might be a difficult transition right away. But Noel, is there anything kind of with your past experiences that you can kind of share with guys like Rippon that are coming in the new league for the first time, and it's just like a roller coaster of different kind of emotions and everything?
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's his draft year too, and me and Keats both, we went through that year, so we know last year, so we kind of know what it's all about, and we know what to expect. There's a lot of emotion in that year, a lot of pressure on guys, but yeah, for sure, just giving them a little advice and just tell them to keep with it. I mean, it's a long year, and you can't harp too much on the bad. You can't get too high because you got to stay even keel every day, and that's what happens. And that if you're going to become a better player and stay consistent throughout the year.
Austen, I'm sure you kind of agree with some of the things that Noel said, but more specifically too, do you kind of, whether you're wearing like the C or the A or all of that, do you kind of see, because you've been in the league for a lot longer than guys like Rippon, do you kind of automatically just kind of associate yourself with kind of the leadership role? Is that kind of like a given with a lot of the older players, the players with more experience coming in for the 6-7s?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially with our team this year, we're a bit of a younger group, especially with the new D coming in. And, I think that for guys like me and Noel, for rookies like Barrick, it's going to be ups and downs, and especially throughout a season, and you can't get too down on yourself, like you said. It's just, even if it just takes like one of us going up and, just grabbing them and just having a conversation with them, just telling them that, it's going to be all right. It really goes a long way.
Absolutely. Now it's time to have a little bit of fun. I do this with a few of my hockey panels, but I want to know and it could be anyone on the team, but I'm gonna kind of ask you both, like, who is like for example, who has the best laugh on the 6-7s, and you're gonna kind of give your answer. Because there's only two of you, I want to hear like the person that you kind of give the honors to, and then I want to hear kind of the runner up. So we'll start off with Noel, and it doesn't have to be. You don't have to say Austen all the time. Austen, you don't have to say Noel like other players. So who is the loudest player on the 67s?
Oh,
Sir Noel.
I think that's me.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Is there like a runner up? Is there someone else that is not as loud as you?
Anyone's that close. I think I definitely got the lead on that one.
Okay. Well, that was a waste. But who is the most competitive off the ice? So I'm talking ping pong. I'm talking video games. I'm talking like billiards. Like what? Like who's the most competitive off the ice?
For me, I think it'd be Bear. He hates losing, so whenever I beat him at anything, I definitely get in his ear about it. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that's pretty competitive off the ice.
Probably why you're the most loudest, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you? Who's the most competitive off the ice?
Yeah, I would have to go with either Barron or Kevin Ball. I mean, both those guys definitely don't like to lose, especially when it comes off the ice. So, I mean, when you get to beat them, it's a pretty good feeling.
Who's on their phone the most?
Ooh. That'd probably be Bear as well.
Yeah, Bear runs the music in our room, so if he's not changing music, he's going through his phone. So pretty much all hours during the day, he's on his phone.
It'd be better if he was here so we could say it to his face.
So I've always had this analogy. So a glow stick, right? For example, for a glow stick to light, so like you get them in the package, you have to kind of crack it open and shake it a little bit, and it glows, right? So, for example, what I'm going with here is who's kind of the glow stick of the 67s, whereas who's very quiet right away in the beginning, but then you gotta have to crack him like a glow stick, and he glows and shines, and he kind of has personality. Is there anyone like that?
I think Bitsy's kind of like that. I mean, at the start of the year, he's a little quiet, but he's definitely gotten a little louder and cracking a little more jokes now, for sure.
I'm gonna throw Merrick Rippon in there too.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy is a glow stick. Awesome. What about you? Anyone specifically?
Yeah, I would have to say my roommate.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when we were 16, 17, he definitely wasn't the loudest guy. He'd just sit there and do his own thing.
Who?
Hudson Wilson.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And, I live with him now, so I got to know his personality a little bit, and, I was really close with all the older guys, so I definitely say him.
Okay, and finally, and this is always the one where people want to be, like, I don't know why, but everyone wants this, like, title, but, like, and it's where, who can eat the most? Like, who has, like, the biggest appetite? Who are you going to see at, like, midnight at Wendy's just pounding 2 Baconators and then just working it off? Like, who's doing that?
That's baller for sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, a close second or?
I'd say either
Felly,
Bear,
maybe?
Bear or Hudson. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Huddy too. Yeah.
Oh man.
There's a couple.
Nah, because I've asked that question before, and one person's like, "I'm pretty sure it's me," and the other teammate's like, "No, it's not you," and that person got so offended. So it happens. We'll wrap up here, but 2018, we're pretty much a month in. It's crazy how time goes by. No, what are kind of some of the goals for yourself and for the 67s of 2018?
Yeah, this year's definitely gone by fast. I mean, it feels like just yesterday the boys were at camp and getting ready to go. But every game's important now for us. I mean, especially with the playoff race we're in. So, I mean, for us, it's just sticking with it, grinding games. Every game we play in, we're in it. There's never a game where we don't have a chance to win. So for me personally, I think our goals is just grinding every game and going in every game with the same attitude as we're gonna win or we're gonna die trying.
Absolutely awesome. What about you? And it could be specific to the 67s, but also like specifically for you. Like I'm sure, like for Noel, he wants that entry level contract.
Yeah,
he didn't say it, but like we all know that's what you're thinking. But also, what about you? Like, what are some of the goals for you this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it was more just working on my defensive game. I think my first 2 years I was thinking about too much. I was too offensive minded, and I think I got lost in my defensive zone a little too much. And with our new coaching staff this year, they've really worked on my defensive game. I think I've gotten a lot stronger in that area for sure.
Yeah, guys. Well, first, thank you guys so much for coming on the show, and all the best for the rest of the season. Where can people follow you guys on social media? Noel, what are your handles?
On Instagram, my name's Noel Hoefenmayer.
You smile a lot, man. Like I can't even imagine just playing against you. It must be like the hardest thing ever.
I've had some Instagram name switches, but my name says Noel Hoefenmayer now. So
okay. Austen, what about you?
Oh, and mine's Austen _ Keating.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Well, this has been Pop Turnative. You catch previous episodes, Pop Turnative, YouTube for the video episodes, iTunes, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. For the audio versions, until next time, this is Noel Hoefenmayer and Austen Keating and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Pop Turnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Pop Turnative on YouTube. Be sure to like Pop Turnative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.